afternoon, guys. How you guys doing? Good market today. Nice pumps, honestly. So, firstly, total market cap is up 0.57%. Nice overall market bounce, right? Nothing crazy, right? It seems like a pump when you're on the 5-minute, but really nothing too much. Volume is good. Oh, Green Hornet, how are you, man? Welcome. Who's here with me today? Mike's here too. We're gonna introduce him later on, right? Anyways, 24-hour volume right around 100 billion. Bitcoin dominance a little bit higher, right? Say it doesn't really matter, guys. On the 24-hour, no big differences. Same thing for ETH. Guys, total 2 up higher than total. Makes sense, right? Altcoins are usually a little bit more volatile. Expected. S&P, QQQ, Russell, and DAO. Not too much, right? 0.5%. You know, that's 0.5% on those traditional markets are much more important than 0.5% on Bitcoin. 0.5% on Bitcoin is nothing. So, yeah, just staying within the range. Nothing crazy. Anyways, what's doing good today? What's doing bad? Let's see. Hyperliquid. Wow, Hyperliquid's doing well. Hyperliquid is up 6% today. Very well. Rave up 200%. Not sure what this is. I was hearing about this the other day. It's up 400% on the 7-day. It's crazy. Dash is up 35% today. Wow. Not sure what's happening there. Oh, Live Peer. This is an OG. 18%. Zcash 13%. 60% on the 7-day. I don't know what's up with these coins, guys. They're going crazy. Monad. Wow. A 9% for today. And guys, TAO being the biggest dropper. Hurts, right? Guys, my name isn't based off of the crypto. Don't associate me with it after this 20% dump. No, I'm kidding. But 20% dump on TAO. Yeah. Anyways, guys. Aside from that, Extreme Fear, a little bit higher than yesterday, right? It is what it is. And I think aside from that, we're good. Anyways, Mike, you want to talk about you being here? Let's go.
How's it going, buddy?
How are you guys?
Doing good?
Everything's
Hey,
good.
hey. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Not a very great day for trading. You know, it was tough. It's tough. It's tough because the market right now. Obviously it's Friday. Happy Friday, guys. Hope everybody takes some time to rest, invest in themselves, and do your thing. But you know how it is on Fridays. It's not like we are getting crazy price action anyway. So for me, it's all about being prepared, you know, for volatility. And Friday is not the day to really prepare, to be honest. I'm not crazy about the consolidation on the lower time frames. You know that I've been dropping to those lower time frames. So I don't know. There's a day to get active, and there's a day not to be so active. And I chose today to chill out.
Sounds good. Yeah, great idea. I mean, for me too, didn't really do anything. We had our analyses and our back and forth last night. Went pretty well. AB Crypto 4, what's up, guys? How are you, man? How are you guys doing? Hey, whoever's in the chat, guys, let us know. Right, put it down.
Hey, AB is in the house. Look at these. We got some OGs. Let's see who else is gonna show up. Where's Ben? We got to get what's his name? Dinosaur Muscle Cars. He changed his name. We changed his name to something Wasteland or something like that. Crazy name. But we got to get some OGs in here, guys. Make some noise for the algorithm so we can get that out there to people.
Right. And guys, if you want us to take a look at anything, let us know. Right? Put it in the chat and we'll be sure to take a look. Anyways, guys, before we start, go check out BTD Crypto. Great videos, right? Actually, in the morning, Mike hit a little bit of some technical difficulties, so he's gonna end off how he wants to end off the video this morning. And aside from that,
I ran out of hard drive space. I don't know why. I have like a few terabytes there, but I know why, because I never pay attention to my hard drive space, and it got full, and I was recording, then it stopped recording, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll give you a quick update. And to be honest, nothing changed. Nothing really changed from this morning. That's hence the reason why I really didn't get active today trading. So that's a good thing.
So Mike, you have a deep dive coming up. Any idea when that's coming up, when that is?
Yeah, I got the deep dive is going to be released on Sunday as usual. Deep dives are a work in progress up until that day. I usually start like on Thursdays to get going because the weekends they kind of get busy as well. So I start Thursday, but yeah, it's going to be a deep dive on VeChain. It's an easy one. The reason why it's easy is because it's been around. So and you got lots of information, and tokenomics are generally easier because of that. Usually they're fully diluted, and that's usually where you get a lot of the uncertainty with regards to tokenomics, given that it's very risky when you're talking about the economy of things. So yeah, VeChain Sunday, guys, be prepared. Get those bell notifications on. I'm going to be posting that at the BTD Crypto channel. Yeah, and we'll be discussing all of that kind of stuff on the Discord as well.
I would say so for myself. I'm pretty excited. Guys, secondly, Crypto Corner. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead. I mean, this is on the Crypto Corner channel. But guys, Green Hornet, daily videos, amazing. Love it, consistent, right? Be sure to check him out, show some love. Secondly, Bitcoin economics. Guys, I have my next video coming out after this live, right? I'm gonna be posting it within the general, within my channel, so you guys can actually go check it out. Guys, also, Turtle Trader, great videos. I love the analysis as always. Be sure to check him out as well. He's pretty active within the group as well. Stan has been sending some nice stuff recently, right? His stuff is
for real.
Man, his macro stuff is high level.
I was impressed with his last one, 100%. I actually I wanted to read it twice, just to make sure that I was able to extract all the alpha there. I'm not a macro guy whatsoever, but dang, that was good. That was a great post. I'm loving his his setup, the way he posts them. It's almost like a little terminal of some sort. That's pretty good. I like it.
I mean, he comes from a data background, so yeah, guys, he really knows what he's doing. Be sure to check his videos out as well. And yeah. Oh, 25 Padro. Hey yo.
Hey yo to you too,
man.
Fig, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you here.
Fig. Oh, is WR Fig?
Padral is our.
Oh, Padral is Fig.
Yeah, okay. And WR, I have no idea, but he's watching while he works. So that now I question, what kind of employee or worker are you? Like, how do you? Hopefully, you're not operating any heavy machinery or anything like that, because how are you watching while you work? That's like 50% of your of your senses is pretty much occupied while you're watching. So you're not driving a car. Oh, I hope not. So how are you watching? What do you do for a living, WR? I'm curious now.
Man, he mans the skyscrapers. What are you talking about? He's on the top, watching the charts at the same time, moving the I don't know what you move.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. He works in retail. Okay, so I feel sorry for those customers. How are you watching and working in retail? That's even the best. That's I love it. I remember when I was a teenager, I worked retail. Man, it was all fun and games. It was great. It's super quiet. Okay, I can imagine. Maybe a clothing store for sure. A clothing store for sure. This is great. Okay, you know what, guys? The lesson of the day is work and watch. That's what you got to do. Find a job. That's fine. You can work and watch, because then you're doing two things. You're mining stables, mining fiat, right? And at the same time, you're learning about how to actually deploy that capital. You see? So basically what RW is doing, he's multitasking. He's full-time crypto. How's that? Because of that, he's full-time crypto. He's literally mining stables right now. Good on you, buddy. I love it.
Love it. Guys, let's go to the charts. What are we seeing today, man?
We're yapping. What are you talking about, TAO?
Yeah,
we're yapping.
Let's go, man. Oof. What a day, man. It's literally sweep after sweep after sweep. And yeah, I mean, these are the prior zones, previous highs that we could have tapped out of. 30-minute, we're holding this trendline liquidity. Let's go on the order flow chart. I've been looking at the order flow. Guys, if you guys are interested in the order flow chart, I'll put a link to it down below. It's free, no need to pay. You can get your volume profiles to understand AMT and everything I like to look at. But yeah, all free, aggregated price, so good on them. liking their work. Let's go on the 15. See what's happening, guys. Yeah.
So is that what we're focusing on, the 15-minute chart?
Right now, yeah, just see what's happening on the day. Anyways, came back down, guys. We had this imbalance from yesterday. Low volume node right on the actual profile. Actually, I held that pretty well today, right at the value area low. Got a nice push up. Consolidated right at a point of control, and the VWAP coming up for that as well. So that was pretty nice. Move up the VWAP, sweep these highs, come back down, back into value. And now we're getting our second test to see if we can move out of value. Now, guys, if we keep this lower high, that's going to be clear for me to come back down to the point of control. That's what I would be looking for, right? Because, again, we're outside of value. We have to see if we're accepting, and if we're making lower highs and getting any signs of divergence, doesn't look good for me. Let's look at the higher time frame, right? A little bit higher from this entire range. Let's see. Yeah, same thing. I mean, actually, from a range perspective, again, above value area high. Guys, when it comes to the lower time frame, the acceptance is going to be different from the higher time frame, right? So a higher time frame, it's not the same. Oh, some sort of close, higher high, impulsive move. You know, for example, if we had 2 months, a 2-month auction, like we are, like we're in right now on Bitcoin, right? 2 months we've been ranging. You know, if we had a daily close underneath, that's not enough, right? But if we had a daily close on, let's say, a 2-day auction, that's completely different. So just put it all in context, right? There's a time context as well. I know Mike loves that, huh? Time context.
You were waiting for me to say something. I know. Time, I love it. Okay, let's move on.
Anyways,
I don't want to get into it with you right now. That's fine.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Just give it time.
You can tell there's some inside. You can tell there's some inside drama or you know, whatever happening here.
Listen, when it comes to you, Mike, we just got to give it time. That's it. We got to give it time.
Okay, that's fine. Frank, how's it going, bud?
How is it? Oh, how are you going, man? How are you going? Wow. Perfect. I can't even speak today. Anyways, guys, on the range, held right around point of control, right? Held it nice higher low before coming back higher, right? So right now, guys, I really want to see market structure shifting some way, shape, or form, right? Holding a lower high, possibly making imbalances on this way down for us to come lower. If not, we could get another possibility of some sort of sweep or even a continuation higher. What are you thinking, Mike? Want me to show you
I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because this could be maybe a topic of conversation, and you guys know that when I do TA, I try to extract as much opportunity as possible to make it educational. You mentioned, you know, candle closes as confirmations of acceptance, depending on context, things like that. Now that's very true. He's 100. That's absolutely right. The thing is that there has to be like a checklist of some sort. You know, like what can we put on our checklist to look for acceptance of a move? Like, what are some of the characteristics?
So, acceptance of a move or acceptance above value or beneath value?
Above a range. Let's say above a range that we're actually breaking out or accepting a level, or maybe moving up or moving down to look for another auction or another fair value or something. So accepting a move.
All right.
A move could happen in any way, but how do we look for acceptance in general?
So the first thing that I like to look for is imbalances, right? So once we get a move above, right, did we go above it with some sort of imbalances? And guys, there's a few types, right? We have our low volume nodes that are certain price levels that had low volume that we could tap back into, continuation higher. But secondly, it's footprint imbalances. So footprint imbalance is a direct 300% difference between the buyers and sellers. Here, I'll show you right now on these footprints, right? 300% difference. And once we get a cluster of them, so 2 or 3 footprints in a row, 2 or 3 footprint imbalances, that shows me we had an aggressive move to the upside. So that's the first thing I look for, right? Such as, let's say,
guys, I just realized that we need a full-on educational explanation, like full on. This needs like attention. This is great, Tao. Yeah, you definitely know what you're talking about. But I've just realized that we need to provide some educational content regarding this. It's amazing. Go ahead.
Anyways, once we get that, I generally look for, once we get a move back to the value of your high, value of your low, whatever, it can be in any way, shape, or form. Are we going to make some sort of absorption at these levels, or possibly make new imbalances and then make a new high, clear a new high, right? Possibly even break this high with imbalances as well, because then that will show me we had an aggressive move. Buying behavior and market behavior is changing in real time. It's different from what we had here. This is clear, full-on retracements, consolidations, nothing crazy happening, right? In fact, at many of these levels, we had huge buyers that completely got absorbed. But once we get that shift and we're creating new imbalances to the upside on top of the new highs that we're going above, that to me is showing a change in behavior from market participants. And so that's generally what I'd like to look for. On top of that, the reverse side, are we making bearish CVD divergences? Because that's
okay.
also
Hold on.
All right,
hold on. Because we're gonna stick with that one, and then we'll move on to another one, another potential thing. So we could agree that an imbalance it needs to happen usually with aggressive buying, and the aggressive buying usually is caused by an increase in market participation, and that's volume based. Ultimately, we look for volume.
Right.
Without volume, we're not going to really cause an expansion that's going to leave an imbalance. So that whole explanation, you can see that there's so much to extract from that and actually kind of like analyze, because really what you're saying is we need to see some aggression, or else it's not really giving us sense of exception. Am I right?
Yeah, to put it simply, there needs to be aggressive moves as well, right?
Not passive. We need aggressive market orders. We need aggressive buyers.
Yeah, and a lot of times what happens is we get so much aggressive orders, right, that sometimes we just blast through multiple limits at a time. And that's where you get, a lot of people, they see their fair value gaps, which actually have low, like they're also low volume nodes at the same time. There's low volume there because we just blast through multiple orders at a time.
And helped by the squeezes, of course. That helped, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. You see how we can have a full-on conversation about market structure anatomy.
Of course, at the end, there's just different levels. There's different layers for the data, right? Just like how you can have a chart pattern to show you the consolidation of orders, right? You could have this showing us how liquidity is consolidating. You can also do that with order flow and see that in real time happening. But to me, this is enough. I could read this and be like, okay, I can see the consolidations happening in real time, right? But someone else might be like, no, I want to get the full order flow data, whatever. It's just different data and how you read it.
Yeah, different data and how, exactly. So one thing to put on your checklist is, for acceptance, you need to move with volume. For acceptance, you need to ideally close a couple of candles that you are looking at within the time frame that you're looking at above the range, ideally, to even think about it, right? So at least one candle close and a candle open. Maybe a back test confirmation of the breakout zone so that you can sweep late longs, breakout traders first, and then a break of the previous high to confirm a market structure shift, a higher high.
Yeah, in market structure terms, you got it. No, the thing is, all this has to be put in context. There's obviously a level of discretion, right? There's not a systematic way of seeing an new auction happening. Right. A lot of times it comes down.
That's why I like making checklists and stuff, right? Because you can kind of like, okay, what am I seeing here? I see this. I don't see that. I do see this. So having a checklist beside you while you're trading is not bad, because you can literally see if those conditions are being met. And then you'll formulate something that works, for a system that works for you.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. Another thing is, again, put it in time context. If you're in a 2 month, right? In a 2 month auction. No, there's no denying this, Mike. Listen, if you're in a 2 month auction,
we're gonna start it up on our first stream together, guys. I appreciate you being here today. You're gonna hear our first our scrap here about time. Guys, I'm gonna lay it out there. I'm not a time-based trader. I hate time and in analyzing charts based on time. And this dude that you're listening to right now, he likes time. Okay, I said it. Now let's move on. Time is garbage. Go on.
Okay, then I have a question for you. Let's
No.
No, okay.
No.
We'll leave it for today. Whatever. Anyways,
Okay,
guys, let's actually check SUI chart, right? Actually check the SUI chart. What
Are
we're
we
seeing.
moving away from Bitcoin?
I mean, we could talk about it more. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
You look,
actually?
I might as well, while I'm here, just show you, and while we're talking about Bitcoin, this morning, my Good Morning Goons, the GM Goons stream that I do with the premiums got cut off. So I figured,
Right.
you know, why not just kind of finish what I said or restate what I said for those of you that potentially missed it, premium members. And for those of you that are not, it's okay. At least you get something of what I was thinking about.
All right, so do you want me to share your screen now?
Share my screen. Let's see how we go.
Okay.
We got to test the tech and all of this anyway. Make sure.
All right, you should be on.
I want to make sure. Let's see. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so this morning, this is how I pretty much ended. We were right into here this morning. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We were right into this area this morning, and then the stream cut off. And I was like, okay, this is a rising wedge, and you know that I wasn't very worried about precision. I'm never, when regards to trend lines, especially diagonals, worried about precision. I can care less. I look at market structure, and what I said was this: as long as we keep on making higher highs and higher lows, the trend is intact. It doesn't matter if we break any trend lines or anything. So for me to get into a short right around here was dangerous, and for me to get into a long right into here is dangerous. And if you and I know if you were there this morning, you would have realized, and I did post a chart as well, and I'll show that to you in a second, that this was the area that I expected it to revisit as a point of interest, because literally, if we get rejected now, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It would show us that essentially we couldn't extend and basically make a higher high. Now, one could argue, okay, Mike, you're not looking at the wick. I really don't care about the wick at the current moment, because the wick, first of all, is pretty much all consumed here already. The only thing that bothers me is now this kind of tweezer top scenario that you can see here on the 1 hour. That bothers me. So if we go back to this morning, what happened, and we look at the 15-minute chart, because you know, guys, I've been trading this 15-minute chart. We, in fact, respected market structure. We made a higher high. So that tells me I dodged a bullet if I was looking for shorts here. And I know a lot of people might be looking for shorts because look at all this beautiful trend line liquidity right here. All of this can be taken very soon. And that's generally what happens with rising wedges. But the beauty behind rising wedges is that the tail end of the consolidation usually leads to melt up, low volume continuations with multiple drives of divergence. And the video, I think I did cover that. It did get captured in the recording, where you saw 3 drives of Class A bearish divergence on the oscillator, and it's still here. You can see that. If I get back into the 1 hour, they're going to see a little bit more clarity. Higher highs on the price action, momentum is shifting down and down and down. And that for me tells me, and even the expansion waves are doing the same thing. That tells me I'm not getting into a fresh long. That doesn't mean that I have to go short. It just means that I'm not getting into a long. Don't think just because you're not going long means that you have to go short. It's not like that, right? So you're not going long. You just maybe going to look for some more evidence to go short. But for sure, I'm not going long. So why I'm saying this is because the probability or the opportunity is short unless if I get opportunity, if I see something in the chart. And what I'm looking for is a sign of exhaustion from the bulls. I want to see that they're getting exhausted, that they're not able to push up higher, that every attempt from the bulls that has been higher high eventually ends with a lower high. Double tops are okay too. And that's what I'm kind of maybe going to see here, is maybe a sign of exhaustion. And that's what I kind of put in here. I got to see something that shows that the bulls are no longer in control. And that is basically a breakdown, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high right here. And then we come back up and make this lower high. That's where I'm going to start looking for shorts. Why? Because momentum is showing me that we're basically losing our strength. I use this analogy quite a bit. Think about it as a vehicle. This is my little car with my little wheels right here. Think about this vehicle moving up this hill, up the hill. It's moving, it's going. And then as it reaches this level, it runs out of gas. But the momentum, the energy is still there. So you're going to get that melt up for a little while longer. And then all of a sudden, gravity kicks in, right? It's the melt up that usually gets so many people wrecked because they don't not have the patience to wait for what? The transitionary phase. It's the transition that you're going to wait for. Where's the transition? We didn't get anything. You need some sort of sideways transition that gets people wrecked. And that's usually the sweep of the highs, the sweep of the lows, and you get all kinds of noise. And then finally you get follow through. So as a trader myself, this is the time to be patient and wait for the reversal. It's not yet there. We got lots of divergences, but we shouldn't be trading oscillators. You should be waiting for market structure to give you the signal that we're ready to make a downtrend after consecutive higher highs and higher lows. We need at least one lower low or a lower high to even entertain entering shorts. Okay, so far, bulls are loving it, but I'm not getting into a fresh long right now. Absolutely not. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that provided a bit of clarity, but that's what I got.
Loud and clear.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So, Mike, could you tell me what synergy signal is telling you right now? Right?
Divergence, lots of it. By the way, guys, if you want to know more about this, we got links in the description regarding synergy signal and all that kind of stuff. The whole ecosystem that we've been building with the Crypto Corner crew, and myself and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to know more in the terminal, all that good stuff. But
Mike,
the 15-minute, I would rather go in the 1 hour.
Introduce synergy signal. What is it? Or what's special?
It's an oscillator that I created. It took me. It basically it's an oscillator I created over the expansion of, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years. I finally decided to get it into this is its third iteration. And the last update was about, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. I even forgot. And it encompasses multiple confluences, but all momentum based, right? The edge, the secret sauce, or the edge that I put into it, obviously proprietary based on my own experiences, is based on momentum trading. And the beauty behind momentum trading is that momentum exists on all time frames. So if you talk to a scalper, okay, if you talk to a day trader, even a position-based trader like a swing trader, momentum exists on every time frame. The problem is that manipulation is a little bit harder to navigate, but momentum exists. And this is a multi-momentum indicator. Essentially, you're looking at different expansions. You're looking at a bit of order flow, looking at the volume, but in separating what the bulls and the bears are doing at any given time. You're looking at volatility. Again, the volatility within momentum, because momentum, whether you're up or down, you're still going to have moments of volatility. And that's what a lot of traders don't understand. If the momentum is up, you're still going to get some dips along the way. It's not only up and up and up forever, like straight up. You're going to get some dips along the way. And volatility is going to allow you to navigate that, those dips, even if the price action is trending upwards. And this will allow you to get that edge. So as a momentum trader, I want to know the internal anatomy of a structure by looking at the relationship between the bears and the bulls in terms of momentum. So that's basically what it is. Obviously, there's a lot. I'm going to be preparing some documentation for Synergy Signal very, very soon. My focus right now is the Academy, which today was a great day of getting the website going and all of that kind of stuff. But eventually I'll get you guys some, there's some videos on the website. There's an infographic on the website if you want to know more. But right now, what it's telling me is there is divergence on expansion. And it does look like the bulls are still somewhat in control, but there could be signs of weakness coming forward. So just be careful. The weekends are tough, guys. The weekends are not easy. And this rising wedge for me is a time to pay attention for shorts rather than longs.
Yeah, I mean, usually most Saturdays just mainly see ranging price action. Doesn't happen
Mhm.
always, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get that again.
Mhm.
Let him talk. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah, let me know if there's any issues. Aaron, what's up, guys? I hope you're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing well.
Yes,
Man, where'd I get
we're.
good from? Thank you.
I don't know.
Hope you're doing well
We're
too,
doing
man.
well.
Everything's good. Guys, if you want us to talk about anything, any charts, let us know, right? I know markets, you know, higher time frame not doing the best, but it's okay. Let us know. Anyways, let's go on to the SUI chart, right? Let's see what we're seeing, guys. Guys, seems like we're getting our second rejection off the value area high.
You gotta switch screens, I think.
Oh, my bad. All good? Yes. Okay, guys, seems like we're getting our second rejection off the point of control, right? Making a lower high. Again, another one is possible. Again, if we make another lower high, another rejection, then I would be looking for us to come back lower, right? With a lower low, come back down to the value area low down here, right? And we still have these imbalances that could provide some sort of support. I don't have the exact levels. Actually, here, why don't we get them right now? Get them real quick. Right? Low volume nodes. So as you guys can see, this one right here, as volume progressed, it filled up, right? So that's the general way I put these low volume nodes. Okay, anyways, I'll be looking for signs of divergence, possibly on the hourly. 48k coming. I think it's too soon to say, right? If you look at our daily, you know, we're just staying within our range, right? Now we're at the value area high. Possible if we start rounding this off, possible rejection back down. But I wouldn't be surprised if we come higher, possibly even sweep this high, right? And, you know, if we go back down all the way, low is 66, 65, back at the value area low. 48 would be all the way down here. We tend to get a lot of acceptance below. What do you think, Mike? What are you thinking?
I think what Michael, I think that's what his name is, but Paziak, what he's suggesting is that the typical bearish mentality, that this is a bear flag, and he's not wrong if that's what he's thinking. It looks like a bear flag. We can't deny it. And coming in from an impulsive move down, one would say, yeah, that's where a bear flag belongs. It's true. Right now we see a bit of auction happening there. We're seeing an exchange of hands. We're seeing profit takers take profit. We're seeing buyers accumulate. And then we got to wait for the auction to finish to see where fair value is next. Or we come down or we move up. And in the meantime, we're going to have the bears speculating on lower, and we're going to have the bulls speculating on higher. But while you're within the range here in this battlefield of a sideways 2-month period, there's no point of even trying to guess, because that means you're a fortune teller. Why do you need to guess? Trade. You're losing out on the best opportunity, which is trading the range. So yeah, 48k is possible. I can't tell you the future. Nobody knows the future. Nobody. No trader out there, no guru that you're listening to knows the future. But you can prepare for possibility. And I am prepared for 48k, for 52k. I'm prepared for zero. That's fine. But I'm also preparing for upwards, because the herd right now, the herd mentality, the sheep out there are all thinking 40k, 50k, 20k. And if history has shown you, is the market tends to want to inflict the most amount of pain to the most amount of people for the most amount of money. And that's where you have to kind of like choose a thesis that's the hardest to build, because that's where nobody's looking. And it's hard right now to be a bull. That means you should be focusing on building your bullish thesis. The bearish thesis is easy. We're on a downtrend. What are you looking for? More confirmation? You're looking for more validation? We're on a downtrend. Okay, so are you just going to sit there and watch the chart go down, or are you going to short? Are you in a short? Then short. If you're not in a short, better be trading the range. because at least you know you can get in and get out and wait to see what happens next, because we don't know what's going to happen next. My money is on the fact that we fail a breakdown, that we're going to attempt to break down, possibly sweep the range one last time, and we're probably not going to get acceptance below. We might come down to 50K, who knows? But I think the next attempt is going to be the last attempt, and it's going to fail. And that's where bears are going to get destroyed, and that's where bulls are also going to get destroyed. Max amount of pain for the max amount of people, for the max amount of money right now, because it's too emotional out there. We've been in the fear, and we've been in greed zone for how long? It feels like a year. Are you going to get into a fresh short right now? You're asking for trouble, 100%. So that's what I think.
Anyways, he said, I mentioned at 125K we are topping. Are you boys laughing? You guys are laughed and banned me on Discord. Are you boys still laughing?
I'm
not sure what you're talking about.
I don't know who this person is talking about. Michael, I appreciate you, buddy, but
yeah, thank you for getting on, though.
The only way a person gets banned in our communities if they're being absolute annoying and toxic. There's no point. And I feel like just based on your statements that you have that in you anyway. So look, it's about, you called it. Congratulations. The better congratulations is show me that you shorted at 125. If you show me that you shorted at 125 and you're still holding, I will be very happy for you, and I will give you so much credit. Actually, I would want you on the channel, and I would want to give you all the glory possible. But I'll show you that I actually shorted from 116 and I'm still holding that short. So I bet you don't have a better entry than me. Right? So put your money where your mouth is. That's how I was just about
to say, I know who did short from there. But anyways, I mean, yeah. Let's get back to the chart. Thank you for getting on, though. Thanks for the conversation.
But it's good.
Anyways,
no, this is good conversation, because the reality is that a lot of people call tops, and they you know, a lot of people win the lottery, and it's great. I'm happy for them. Problem is that nobody knows where we're gonna stop, but you just prepare and you react according to what the chart gives you. You know, the downtrend and the market structure shift on this was at officially at 116, and that's why I went short. Anything above that was risk, and you took risk and you won. Good for you. But do that again. If you keep on doing that, it's not sustainable. You'll get wrecked eventually. You'll catch up to you. You'll give all your gains back. And that's the way it goes, guys. You celebrate one tippity top entry and you think you're a hero, and then those are the people that generally get that, what do they call that, a winner's curse? I think that's what they call it in trading, a winner's curse, where you win a trade, and because you win it once, you think that gamble's gonna work out again and again and again. It's about having a system, not being a gambler, right? Nobody knew that we were gonna top off at 125 or whatever. Nobody knew, and still nobody knows where we're gonna bottom. So that's the way that. Welcome to trading, guys. If you want to learn more about actual trading, not gambling, make sure that you follow the Crypto Crew, Crypto Corner. Me, I'm live every single night. And Michael, I'll be, if I banned you, I'm gonna go check, right? If I banned you, I'll unban you so you can join once again and redeem yourself. Yeah, go ahead, Tao. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the chart, man. Sui, Mike, you actually want to talk about this? You know, you've been building bags. I
bought Sui. When was it? A week ago. I bought a bag because, like I said, I'm not here to time bottoms. I'm here to have exposure to a market that's down, and I feel like there's no point of trying to catch a bottom. The point is to gain exposure, calculated exposure over time, meaning ensuring that I have enough capital to be consistently accumulating over a longer period of time. So for me, the purchase was Sui. Okay, I'm up right now, but it doesn't matter. It's okay, because I'm prepared for even another lower low. Even if we come down for the sweep, I'm okay with that. I'll buy more and just keep on doing it. And this is a different strategy. Like, you're more or less trading spot. You're more of an investor. You're more of of fundamentals, looking at fundamentals, what what the value propositions are for all these techs and all this software solutions. But trying to find a bottom or a top is not what I'm trying to do right now with my SUI positions. What we are doing on the lower time frames in the premium is a different story. Catching bottoms and tops all day long. I have a 2-week win streak with the premium community, and we've been killing it. And that's
Oh
a
yeah, you've
totally
been going
different,
crazy on that, man.
absolutely killing it. And it's a different way of thinking, right? It is what it is, guys. Right, so
Let's see, where's
I
our
think
button?
SUI, from fundamental perspective, one of the strongest projects out there right now. The deep dive for me did show me some levels of centralization, particularly its organization. And given that TAO is now getting accused of, centralized organizational structure, that kind of hits. It hits hard because the reality is that all these projects have a level of centralization. All of them. There's no one that is going to be perfectly decentralized. So we just got to be real about that. We're still in the wild, wild west, and defend yourself accordingly. That's how it works.
And guys, if you're wondering where you can trade all this, we personally use BitUnix, right? So they actually have a great campaign for us right now. Guys, I don't like to talk too much about any exchange. Listen, if you put money on an exchange, put a little bit. Once you made a little bit, take your original investment out. Don't risk. No exchange should be trusted with your funds, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I personally recommend cold wallets and hardware wallets. Best way to go about it. But if you're looking for an exchange and you this is the one we personally use. If you register, you're gonna get 100 USDT futures position voucher. If you transfer 100, hold it for a day, a 500 voucher, and it goes on, right? I'll put the code in the chat if you guys are interested. But again, guys, don't hold too much money on any exchange whatsoever. Not one exchange which I would trust with too much money.
They did publish their reserves just recently.
Actually?
Yeah, published their reserves, proof of reserves, and I think it's Merkle proof, and it's all there, nice and transparent. So I appreciate them. And they do have another upgrade, another update with regards to a feature that they've just released, which I got to read into. I didn't have the time, but
they did actually add the multi-position, in which you can have 2 longs or multiple longs and shorts at the same time at different price levels.
Yeah, that's fire. Honestly, that was, yeah, and it's not just them. There's a lot of exchanges that are following that same trend. I remember last cycle, the only exchange that I was able to get that on was, what was it called? It wasn't Femex. It was some random exchange. But yeah, it was rare to find an exchange that allowed you to do that. Now it's quite common. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was actually
the Green Hornet. How's it going, buddy? How's it going? I appreciate you being here. The Green Hornet. Look, we're gonna have you on. Be ready. Be ready. Get those skills sharpened, because we're sharpening right now up our skills here with the tech. We finally getting our system going. So we're gonna start inviting and doing this kind of stuff. Guys, be prepared. We're gonna have the Green Hornet. We're gonna have Standy. We're gonna have myself here at the Crypto Corner. We're gonna try to do some meetups and do things like this as a community, so we can navigate this space together. Okay, guys, if you appreciate what we got going on here, go follow the Crypto Corner crew, the Green Hornet, TAO, and all these guys. They're releasing alpha every single day. What are we looking at?
Trying to reload my chart here. 5 minute on Bitcoin. Getting nice move to the upside. Let's see if we sweep it, if we go above, or keep it as a lower high potentially. Let's see. Green Hornet, I told you from the start, I'm really excited. I hope to get you on, man. Let's get on here yapping about charts and everything. Really excited.
It would be good. Yeah, it's good to get that engagement going.
Anyways, I think let's take a look at USDT dominance. Last thing. And then Mike, if you have any final closing words afterwards, we could talk about that and then end it off. Anyways, guys,
sure.
Listen, we're back at the range lows again, right on the lower time frame. Same thing as Bitcoin, right, guys? USDT and Bitcoin inverse of each other, move very similar to each other because they're inverse, right? Not that they move similar up and down, but the opposite, right? They're inversely correlated. Anyways,
are they always inversely correlated?
Usually, because think about it, the majority of the market cap of Bitcoin, of crypto, is Bitcoin, right? So when Bitcoin or crypto goes down, you see the inverse in USDT dominance. Anyways,
Okay.
guys, if we lose this, right, which would mean we would get a new higher high on Bitcoin, again, going to expect us to come back to these previous range lows, some sort of imbalances, right? If we go on the Bitcoin chart, this is clearly seen up here. And yeah, let's see what imbalances we have on this way up right here. Yeah, so a few low volume nodes that we could tap back into potentially right here. Is actually we're going into one of them pretty much right now. So yeah, we can see how this goes. Again, guys, if we can round this off, like
can you get into a fresh long right there?
No.
Like, come on. That's why I
Man.
always, when I look at that, you're running right into a wall. You're going to go in a long right now. You're late to the party. It's time to go short. And all that trend line liquidity below, look at all that built up liquidity. I showed you the chart already. This is the 15-minute on Bitcoin, right? Look at all that. This is at any moment now. I'm expecting a sweep up of some sort, maybe a bit of pain, and then come right back down and totally reverse. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I don't know if we're gonna get it over the weekend, but dang, that looks ready, primed for an opportunity for a short any moment now.
For sure, completely agree with you. Maybe we get one more move up. It's possible. Daniel, what's up, man? How are you? Glad to have you here. Daniel, he's been here at a bunch of streams. So has Ben and a couple other guys. Really appreciate you guys for joining in, talking. Appreciate it. Anyways, guys, actually a little bit of news, right? So the Iranian parliament speakers says that negotiations with the US will not begin until there's a ceasefire in Lebanon and Iran's assets are unfrozen. Firstly, Bitcoin, uncensorable money. You guys know they're going to be charging their tolls in Bitcoin now. Listen, guys, it's happening.
God,
it's happened
amazing.
Before. They've done trade with Russia in Bitcoin, right? It's not even political. It's solely from the fact that if they trade in other fiat currencies, their money can be frozen. That happened in the Russia-Ukraine war, where Russian funds were actually frozen and their assets were frozen in foreign banks and stuff like that. So guys, it's happening in real time, right? But on top of that, guys, this is not good, right? You know, even though markets have been going up, even with these like not so good news, it's very interesting to me, and I really want to see what happens if this continues to escalate or not. Anyways, Mike, any final words before we end it off for today? Anything
Regarding
you guys
this
want me to look
news
at?
or
Just generally,
in general?
market
Well,
wise.
this is an interesting. Well, if they keep on using Bitcoin like this, that's a crazy amount of utility coming out of Bitcoin. There, imagine being able to Bitcoin being used for something at that scale is we're gonna run out of supply. Bitcoin, we're not gonna have enough Bitcoin to supply this whole transaction. Eventually,
Man.
like it's not sustainable. This is not reality. We're gonna have to use Satoshis.
Bro, I was looking at the numbers. It was like 20 million to 25 million barrels a day go through the strait, right? And if they get their $1 per barrel, that's $25 million of Bitcoin demanded every day. Put that in a year. That's crazy.
We're gonna run out of Bitcoin. We don't produce enough Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think it's double the production right now. They're getting double the production. That's what they're trying to charge.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna. In my opinion, that's not gonna happen. It's fine. Let's see. I hope this is all end anyways. Final thoughts. My final thoughts, guys, is enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy some time with your family, your friends, and invest in yourself. Do your thing, because the markets are best traded when there's participants. The weekends are not the best, and it's the best time to invest in yourself. Okay, so enjoy the weekend, guys. Join the community. I'll be on the Discord if you guys have any questions or any concerns or anything you want to yap about. We're there. TAO and I are there. The Green Hornet, Standy. We got Turtle Trader. Am I missing anybody? We got everybody's there. The whole crew is there, guys. Go join. It's free. Absolutely free.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it.
No worries, buddy. Anytime.
Anyways, guys, as always, take care. Peace out and see you later. Bye.